Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we got worst nuclear accidents in history. It's gonna be a really interesting video. I don't know many nuclear accidents that's happened other than obviously Chernobyl, but pretty much everyone knows about Chernobyl. Super excited to jump into this video. Let's get it, man.
Nuclear energy creates an uneasy feeling of danger for many people. Ancient and dangerous minerals are
100%.
concentrated to awaken seemingly unnatural
Gives you like a third
powers,
eye,
creating horrible
6
toxic
arms,
elements that
20
if they
legs.
escape, can and have killed people in horrible ways. How many people has nuclear energy killed, and how?
Bro, this is gonna be interesting. Because I've not really heard of too many. Like, other than Chernobyl, not really heard of any others.
Nuclear energy has been a thing since 1951, and since then, there have been around 30 reported accidents globally.
Holy shit.
Most of them were pretty minor compared to the two disasters
Right.
everybody is
Yeah,
familiar
Chernobyl.
with, Fukushima and Chernobyl.
The
Chernobyl
hell
is
is Fukushima?
undoubtedly the worst nuclear accident in history for a number of reasons.
Yeah, 100%.
The reactor technology was old and ill-prepared for emergencies,
People still can't go to Chernobyl, like, to this date, can they?
and the government response was slow and more concerned about image than damage control.
Wow, mad.
Still, only 31 people died directly in the accident. But what makes nuclear energy scary
You'd think there
is
would be
not
more.
reactors blowing up, but the radiation they release.
Yeah.
So the real question is...
Wait, what's happening like with Chernobyl? So that like blew up like what 20, 30 years ago, or I don't even know when it blew up. And like, how long until humans can like, you know, go back there and live? You know what I mean? Like, when will the radiation be
How many
gone?
deaths through cancer and other diseases will Chernobyl cause?
Yeah, shit.
Here, things get really complicated because you dip right into controversy, and just discussing the different estimates and how they were calculated deserves a video of its own. The most pessimistic estimate comes from a study commissioned by the European Green Party and projects up to 60,000 premature deaths by the year 2065. Most scientific studies come up with numbers much lower than this. The WHO has estimated that in total, the long-term death toll will be around 4,000. While the UN Scientific Committee on the Effects of
Interesting.
Atomic Radiation concluded that even this figure could be too high.
How would you
For
know
more
though?
details
Like,
on this, check our research document.
you never know it's caused by
The
that.
second big nuclear accident was Fukushima Daiichi in 2011. Fukushima did not only operate with much better technology that was less dangerous in the first place, much better security measures were in place, and the official response was fast and decisive.
Nice.
And so the current death toll is only 573.
Bro, he was talking about like it was less worse than Chernobyl, and it's like, it's only 13 times more.
The major difference here is that these deaths were not a consequence of radiation. They were indirect deaths from the stress of the evacuation of the areas around the reactors and occurred almost entirely in older populations.
What the fuck are people doing? Jumping from buildings and like driving cars into cars? What the fuck is going on?
Estimates of the possible long-term deaths from radiation vary widely, from none at all to about 1,000. In terms of the other long-term consequences, an increase in thyroid cancer in children has been observed, but according to the WHO, this is related to the increased screening rates.
Of
By
course.
2018, there had been only one confirmed
Screens
death
are
among
bad,
workers
kids.
as a result of radiation-induced lung cancer. Now, let's compare this to renewable energy. Solar, wind, and geothermal energy basically only cause deaths as a result of construction and maintenance accidents. Unfortunately, their current share of global energy is pretty low. The major player in renewable energy is hydropower, which mostly means building dams and letting water flow through turbines from a higher elevation to a lower elevation. In total, hydro has been the most fatal in terms of accidents, with
Really?
hundreds of thousands of deaths in the last half-century.
What did you just say?
Most fatal in terms of accidents, with hundreds of thousands of deaths.
Hundreds and thousands of deaths?
Deaths in the last half-century.
How?
One accident clearly stands out,
like
the 1975 Bankao hydroelectric
the dam
failure
break-in.
in China, which has striking similarities to Chernobyl. Old technology, poor design, and poor management by authoritarian governments concerned about appearances.
I think I heard about this.
In a nutshell, a massive typhoon triggered intense flooding that destroyed the dam and, subsequently, a number of smaller dams in a chain reaction, unleashing a flood of over 15 billion cubic meters of water in total. kilometer-wide waves as high as buildings devastated
Wow.
thousands of square kilometers of countryside and countless communities. All in all, the death toll from just this one accident and its direct consequences is estimated to lie between 85,000 to
What?
240,000.
What?
But all of these deaths caused by nuclear and renewable energy are actually negligible in comparison to the real killer energy source, fossil fuel, the most widely used source of energy and electricity. When we burn fossil fuels to heat up water and make turbines spin, or to cause mini explosions to move cars with internal combustion engines, gases like ozone, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, and nitrogen dioxide are released into the atmosphere. Breathing in these gases disrupts lung function, which aggravates chronic conditions like asthma and
Yeah, this is why, like, if you're in like a garage with a car and your car exhaust is on, doesn't it release like carbon monoxide? And if you stay in there for so long, it can just kill you pretty much
and
knock you
causes
out.
a wide range of respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. But even more dangerous is the fine particle pollution burning fossil fuels causes. A mixture of solid and liquid droplets of poisonous substances as small as 2.5 microns in diameter. They easily find their way deep into your lungs and increase the risk of deadly diseases like lung cancer, stroke, and heart disease. Fossil fuel-related air pollution is the #1 cause of environmental-related deaths in the world.
Yeah.
According to the WHO,
Well,
it accounts for 29% of all cases of lung cancer.
Hey, we got a bit crazy here, I'm not gonna lie. The title was Worst Nuclear Accidents in History. Now I'm just watching everything's killing you. Everything around you. I was gonna say chat, I'm thinking I'm on Twitch now. But like everyone watching, like everything around us is just gonna fucking kill us, dude.
17% of deaths from acute lower respiratory infection,
Drink this apple
from
juice.
stroke, 25% from ischemic heart disease,
The
and
way it's made, it might kill me,
43% from
fuck.
chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. All in all, outside air pollution adds up to the deaths of 4 million people each year. What
Mad.
makes air pollution especially problematic and sinister is the fact that the damage it causes happens very gradually, which makes it hard for our brains that didn't evolve with subtle dangers in mind to realize the scope of the problem.
How would you
Collectively,
fix
air
that?
pollution from fossil
How?
fuels is estimated to have killed around 100 million people in the past 50 years. But wait, is that really fair? Fossil fuels also provide over 80% of global energy, so it makes sense that they cause the most deaths.
Yeah.
So let's compare deaths per energy unit. Deaths per
How are you gonna stop fossil fuel? Like,
energy unit
how?
produced. A few studies have compared the death rates from different energy sources per 1 terawatt hour. That's about the annual energy consumption of 27,000 EU citizens, or 12,600 US citizens. To produce that much energy for 1 year, coal causes 25 deaths, oil causes 18, and natural gas 3. Renewable energy causes 1 death every few decades. And nuclear, in the worst case, nuclear energy would cause 1 death every 14 years.
Wow.
One study even found that nuclear energy actually saved 2 million lives between 1971 and 2009 by displacing fossil fuels from the global energy mix.
Wow.
The numbers are clear. Even when using wildly pessimistic numbers, nuclear energy is among the safest forms of energy generation, and at a time when we're struggling to slow down rapid climate change, it's a really valuable low-carbon option. However,
Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this was fucked. Like, it's just fucked. Like, how are we even gonna like transition into making like, you know, air
all
pollution
these
much better?
facts still leave one major argument that is fielded against nuclear power. Opponents of nuclear
Toxic
energy
waste.
argue that nuclear waste and its lack of long-term storage solutions is an unacceptable problem and risk, while proponents of nuclear energy say that until renewable energies are able to cover the complete energy demands of mankind, it's arguably safer to store nuclear waste for the time being than to inhale poisonous gases and promote rapid climate change.
Yeah.
But a detailed discussion...
Man, I'm feeling the fucking rapid climate change. I'm not gonna lie. The UK on Tuesday, it's gonna be 35 fucking degrees. And has it ever been that hot, bro? Like the past 2 weeks, and like you might be watching these reactions, and I'm constantly like drinking. It's because I'm fucking dying from the heat. I'm
Nuclear
literally
waste would go
dying.
too far here. More about it in our sources. Let us know if you'd like a whole video about it.
Yes.
So looking at the comparative death rates, it's a bit concerning that some countries are replacing nuclear energy with fossil fuels,
Yeah.
mostly coal. Especially Germany and Japan have been the most active in dismantling their nuclear fleet. In a ploy to appease the public, the German government shut down 11 of its 17 nuclear facilities and plans to close the remaining reactors in 2020.
Why don't they just come out and just like tell everyone and just, you know, inform everyone it's safer?
The immediate gap in energy production was filled by temporarily increasing coal production, the energy source with the largest health impacts and the worst consequences for climate change. A 2019 analysis concluded that as a consequence, the nuclear phase-out has led to 1,100 avoidable deaths per year in Germany due to the increased air pollution in the years after 2010.
Holy shit.
So, in conclusion, nuclear energy feels way more dangerous than it actually is. No matter how you look at it, the one thing we
It's because of Chernobyl, like, and that only killed like 30 people. Like, I say only, but you know, it killed 30 people. But because it's like such like, oh my god, you can't go there, and it's such like
should strive to get rid of as quickly
it just
as
seems
possible
scarier.
of fossil fuels to prevent the deaths they cause each year and to slow.
And this is more like gradual, subtle. You don't really realize it's happening. Whereas nuclear, when it happens, you know it's happening.
Regardless of how much you personally care about climate change issues or which energy source you favor, saving millions of lives should be something we can all agree on.
100%. Really good video, really interesting. Really interesting to like see that nuclear isn't as bad as what everyone thinks, and the problem lies with like fossil and all that. So yeah, really good video. Enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys did as well. If you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.